everyone, how's Karen and the kids? How's your Uncle Mo doing after being released from prison? Today we're going to be talking about two things. The Kamala Harris rally, that was interesting, and the Moist Critical situation. So yeah, this is going to be a more unscripted video because I don't really have time to write a script, or to finish one I should say, because I do have one in mind. But anyway, enjoy.
SpongeBob, Patrick, Squidward.
Kamala Harris's rally, I just saw it. It's stupid. It's the most disgusting display of pandering I've ever seen in my life. It's terrible. I don't understand how anybody could fall for it. I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, I've even seen interviews where they literally only went for the stupid for twerking, basically for twerking. I mean, that's the only reason why they ever went to the rally. It's stupid, and I really hate the fact that Kamala is just. She's trying to do a Hillary. Actually, she's trying to do a Hillary every time. I swear, every time she's in a rally, Hillary and Kamala, you hear like she always has to use. She always has to be hip with the kids. She always has to say something that's current day, sort of, like she acts like a wino mom, like Pokemon Go to the polls moment.
I don't know who created Pokemon Go, but I'm trying to figure out how we get them to have Pokemon go to the polls.
It's ridiculous. And then when she's at a rally with predominantly black people, she has to, as my friend Quavo would say, he's not walking it like he talks it. Like, shut up, bro. Like, shut up. It's ridiculous, bro. Freaking, it's so stupid. It's so stupid. He's not walking it like he talks it. He's not like us. He has to sit down and be humble. Like, it's disgusting. Like, you don't see anybody else doing that with any other race. It's like they think, like, well, not any other race, Latino as well. I mean, if you recall, was it Jill Biden? Was it Jill Biden or was it Pelosi? I can't remember. It was one of those two. I remember it was an old lady, but she said "Build Back Better" in Spanish.
With faith in each other, anything is possible. So say it with me. Si se puede. The future is ours.
The whole Despacito thing with Biden.
I just have one thing to say. Hang on here. All right. There you go. Dance a little bit. Come on. I'm telling you, my man.
It's like, why do they think that black people are stupid? Do they think anybody that with a hint of brown is stupid? Is that what this is? Like, do they think that they're just gonna it's so stupid. It's so dumb. And the thing is, Kamala isn't even black. She's not even black. She's Indian. And she was proud to display her being Indian American when she was running for senator. Oh yeah, I'm the first Indian American senator in. Was it California or was it the whole country? I want to say it was California. But I digress. Anyway, it's kind of gross. It's kind of nasty. I don't like people that like to change how they talk in that way. I don't like people who pander that way. I think it's slimy, and I really don't understand how anybody could vote for her. I mean, her entire campaign is just pandering to young people in the most superficial and stupid way possible.
Has been talking a big game about securing our border, but he does not walk the walk. Or as my friend Quavo would say, he does not walk it like he talks it.
What are you hearing?
Yeah, girl, I'm out here in these streets. And let me tell you, you're right, Taraji. There is so much at stake in this moment. The majority of us believe in freedom and equality. But these extremists, as they say, they not like us.
They not.
You think you just fell out of a coconut tree?
I mean, like, she has to... it hurts my brain. She's constantly bringing in rappers and other celebrities. She's, like... She reminds... You know what she reminds me of? She reminds me of, like, the... She reminds me of the teacher that has to constantly, like, try to be relatable with the children. Not the actual relatable teacher. That guy's cool. But the teacher that pretends to be relatable. That has to use all of the newest slang. That has to, like, just... it's gross. It's terrible. I hate it. All right? I hate it so much. I wish there was a great word. We need a word that describes someone that just... I don't know. We need a word for someone that has no personality of their own and that just tries to appease whoever they're around. I don't know what I guess pick me. I guess, but I don't think that works. I don't think that works. Like a chameleon, she's trying to act like a chameleon. She's trying to infiltrate every community, and I think it's dumb. I think it's useless, and I don't know. And I think her support is astroturfed, if I'm being completely honest. I mean, she's not even... All right, if we actually look at this, right, she wasn't even voted in as the presidential candidate, first of all. And that's pretty undemocratic. I don't care what the rules say for the convention. That's pretty undemocratic. I think it was a staged coup, honestly, because why was the debate so early? You know, I was thinking about that. Why was the debate so early? That's kind of crazy. You know, why was it before the candidates were officially chosen? And, you know, I thought about that, and since, you know, Biden and Trump, like, they didn't debate, like, any time after that one debate back in 2020, and, like, ever since then, they just kind of, like, hid Biden, you know? They didn't really acknowledge him, you know, and just kind of shoved him in a closet. And after this more recent debate, which isn't really as recent anymore, they just shove him in the closet again. Well, not quite, actually. They shove him down. They shove him in his house. You know, they keep him away from media. Right after he drops out, actually, and then Kamala takes the presidency. And I feel like it's staged. It has to be absolutely staged, because, I mean, if you think about it, right? If the assassination on Donald Trump was true, was not true. I'm sorry. If it actually was enacted, that's what I meant to say. I apologize. Then we would have had Nikki Haley as the presidential candidate, because, I mean, Donald Trump wouldn't have announced his vice president or anything like that. So we would only, I mean, Nikki Haley was still kind of in the race or whatever, and that would explain things. That would explain why she acted like a winner when she only got third place in one of the primaries. Well, okay, that part is a bit more speculation. That's a bit more of a reach. So don't take that part with a grain of salt. Okay, there's a very good chance that she was not involved in that whole thing. Okay, it could have just been coincidence. All right, but Nikki Haley would have taken the presidential nomination, and so it would have been Nikki Haley versus Kamala Harris. They both are probably going to send us to war, honestly, especially if they were going to blame it on Iran like they wanted to, like Netanyahu wanted to as well, actually, and he still does. In his address to Congress, his fourth one. I want to say fourth, whatever, his last one, you know, his most recent one. He blamed Iran for the assassination attempt. So I really do think this is just a way for the United States to say, oh, you know, yeah, let's go to war with Iran. They're still trying to push it, but I think it's with much less success because it was a failed assassination attempt, and Iran is obviously they're not taking credit for that. But anyways. Yeah, I think it's ridiculous. I mean, they're literally all of the money from Kamala's campaign, President Biden's campaign has been shifted toward Kamala Harris. And I feel like there's nothing illegal about that, but I think there's just something morally wrong with that, you know? Like, I don't like Biden, okay? I wouldn't vote for Biden, but I just feel like it was immoral to take all of that money that Biden was getting from the campaign, and then, like, there should have been a refund or something. You know, as difficult as that might have been, like, logistics wise, I feel like there should have been a refund. Actually, I don't think it would have been that difficult, but whatever. There should have been a refund, all right? Or there should have been another election, and all that money would have gone to that person. Or there should have been, just pick second best, which would have been Bernie Sanders. That makes the most sense. But it's ridiculous. Like, they're picking, like, it was no secret that nobody liked Kamala in 2020. Biden picked Kamala because of the color of her skin and that she's a woman. I firmly believe that. Okay? But that's not necessarily a testament to her ability or anything like that, because that specifically isn't. You can't dictate how people choose you. That's not really a bash at her specifically. What I will bash her on, though, is how terrible she did as vice president. Border crisis. I mean, I can't even actually. You know what? I can only think of one thing she was in charge of, and she didn't even do that correctly, which was the border. I'm kind of, and this is kind of an unscripted rant, so bear with me here. I'm probably not gonna. I'll look it up later to see if she was in charge of anything else. But really, like, what was she even doing? Like, she was talking to a bunch of celebrities. That's about it. She was talking to a bunch of celebrities. I apologize. I talk too fast sometimes. She was talking to a bunch of celebrities, and she was in charge of the border. And she didn't do anything with the border. She visited the wrong part of the border, in fact. So it's just... I don't understand. It's a disenfranchisement of how many voters? How many people voted for Biden in the primaries? Probably millions, right? I mean, well, of course, millions. But tens of millions, I'll say that. Tens of millions. Tens. I'll just say tens of millions, just because I don't want to overestimate it. Tens of millions of people voted for Biden, and they've been disenfranchised, and everybody's okay with that. It doesn't matter if you were going to vote for Kamala anyways. It doesn't matter. Why don't you just prove it? Why don't you just run a primary? To me, that it's so astroturfed. It's manufactured consensus, dude. There's no way. There's no other way. It's a bunch of manufactured consensus. That's what propaganda is. Propaganda isn't necessarily to get you to believe absurd things. It's to get you to believe that other people believe these absurd things. And by getting these other people to... Okay, I confused myself a little bit. By getting you to believe that everybody else believes all these things, you just kind of go along with it out of manufactured consensus. And it's because, I mean, surely, if everybody else in the room says something, you must be the person that's wrong if you say something different. But anyway, I mean, that's about it. That's all I wanted to talk about with Kamala Harris and stuff. I'm ranting a lot. This is like pretty unscripted. I talk a lot, mostly gibberish, honestly, just because my mind is faster than my mouth sometimes, so I kind of like stumble over words. But now our next topic, which is completely unrelated, is the idea of like these, what should I call them? I guess they're sort of like people like Moist Critikal. Like, I know you guys probably saw the Moist Critikal versus Sneeko debate, and like, I just don't understand how his entire career was over because he couldn't just he had to hop off the fence. Like the one time he hopped off the fence, it was with the dumbest take in the world. Like that's not how you can't speak. That's not how you debut your political opinions, bro. Like he was already kind of a mid YouTuber, honestly. I don't like people like that. I don't like centrism in that way. Like it's okay if you don't want politics in your videos, but like in my opinion, if you don't have anything to say, you just don't commentate on it. You don't say it. You don't go, hold on, I gotta get this voice down. So like both sides were bad. Like both sides were stinky poo-poo. Kind of like that one SpongeBob episode. Like I really just don't like those centrist YouTubers, but like if you're gonna get out of your centrism in that way, like the one time you hop off the fence, dude, you you get annihilated by Sneeko. Like nobody likes Sneeko. Sneeko is not a decent guy. I don't know how you got destroyed by Sneeko. All right, my expectations of this guy were pretty low, but he still didn't meet them. I mean, like, how do you lose to Sneeko? And in case you guys don't know what I'm talking about, basically there's a clip where Moist Critikal talks about children consenting to transgender surgery, to gender affirming care, and basically Sneeko's like, well, actually you shouldn't. Basically Sneeko compares it to marriage or whatever, and Sneeko's like, well, if you're okay with a children with a children, dude, I swear, with a child transitioning at like 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, then you should be okay with them getting married. And then Moist has like the dumbest opinion on earth. He's just like, instead of taking the L right there, he's like, well, that's because that like doesn't affect other people. It only affects themselves. It's like that's the dumbest take I've ever heard in my life. I'm gonna show you the clip in editing because I'm recording this all with my phone. It's extremely unscripted. I probably cut up a lot of this, but I mean, I think that's about, dude. Honestly, that's about it with that thing. I mean, there's not much to say. He took a hiatus. Like he stopped being on the internet now because I mean he got roasted bad on that. I think that's pretty wild, honestly. I have no clue. Like what? I don't even know how they ended up in a debate. Like people like Moist Critikal should not be in debates. That's my opinion. That's my firm belief. Like that's not the kind of content he makes, you know? Like if you want to have that, like, you know, like he has that, I just want to, okay, Moist Critikal is for the type of centrist that's the Zoomer / millennial version of, for God's sakes, I just want to grill. You know what I mean? He's that kind of person. He's for those kind of people. Like he's not a debater. He should have never debated in the first place. He's just not that guy. You know? I mean, like, look, interviews? Sure. Interview people as much as you want. Like, I don't know. I mean, you can debate certain things, but don't debate politics, man. Like, I don't know, if you find some like drama or something to debate with, like, oh, whose side are you taking on in that situation? Sure, take that, do that, right? That's fine. Even though he's not going to do that, he's just going to say both sides are bad like he always does. I don't think he's ever legitimately like taken a side on anything until, well, the one time he did, and he left everything, left the entire internet.
Do you believe that somebody can go through hormone therapy? Can they change their gender if they're a child?
I think that's totally fine as long as everyone is consenting, as you agree with.
Okay, so as long as everyone...
If your parents are okay with it and you are okay with it, I think that's totally a familial decision to make, yeah.
Okay, so A child can cut their penis off and take hormone blockers and change their biology forever, but they can't get married?
Oh, that's a decision that now extends beyond the family, because now you're bringing in a different party. So if you have someone that's your age coming in saying, I want to marry that child, I don't think that can happen under any circumstance.
So,
no.
But it's still a personal decision. You're still deciding.
Because there's
take the other party out of the equation.
Decision
It's a personal decision.
Not.
If I'm 16,
But I mean, that's all. Okay, now that's really all I have to say for that situation. I think the only thing I really have to talk about is, well, I mean, the election's coming up. We don't really have much going on, honestly. I can't really think of anything else. Thanks guys. Thanks for tuning in.
Do you need a new car? I know you do. I can tell just by the look of you. Why don't you come on down here to PDM and we can get you set up with your brand new dream whip. Come on down here and get the best thing you ever drove. Why are you not here yet? Tell me why you're not here yet. There's no reason you shouldn't be here yet. Babe, you tell them what they're missing out on over here.
I wasn't prepared for this. We got blue car, red car, purple car, green bike, big black car, little black car. Come on down. Oh, I'm so good.
She's got all of it. Just come on down here, ask her anything. She'll tell you. Just take it from me. Good old Charles Costello. Your good old-fashioned neighborhood car salesman. Man, I'm great at this. Can I tell you how great I am at this? Why are you not recording how great this is on your VCR at home? Just taking it down. Taking it down, what I'm doing. Just write it down. Take a picture of it. You know, remember this moment, because you're going to need it when you come down to PDM and get that new car. You're going to be ecstatic when you get that new car. Come on down. PDM. Ask for Mr. Costello. Ask for somebody. Just fucking get down here. Oh, shit. We're probably going to get charged for cursing now. Damn it.